Wow, I've already had a week, and today was just more week. Go figure. Oh, excuse me. My brother left for Philadelphia today, so he's no longer here. Um, which is fine. He's got his own life. He's got his kids, that kind of thing. I understand that. It's his life. He's got to live it. I'm just glad he came and helped me do all the shit that I couldn't do because I have no goddamn clue as to how to handle this all, and he does. So, anyway, but yeah, I got more drama in my life, a lot more than I was planning on, but oh well. I guess you want to know about the drama, huh? Well, just give me a minute and I'll let you know about the drama, because it's quite the drama. Uh, anyway, hey Crypta, how you guys doing today? Yeah, my brother came by today. He was like, I rang your, I messaged your phone. And I said, I can't hear the phone messaging system because it's too weak. And then he said, well, I called it too. And I said, well, I must have been very asleep if I didn't hear that because I usually hear my phone ring, right? So anyway, then I had to tell him. I didn't want to tell him, right? Because he was like already so stressed. I didn't want to tell him, but I thought I had to tell him, right? Especially since he was getting mad at me that he was um, banging on the door and I wasn't getting up. Um, I had to go to the ER this morning. Hey, Nevermore. Via 911. That's how serious it was. I thought I was having a really, really, really bad asthma attack. And the 911 operator said, well, do you have albuterol? And I said, yeah, I already took it. I mean, like, that's the first thing you take when you have an asthma attack, you know. You don't wait for the 911 operator to tell you to take albuterol. You just take your fucking albuterol, right? I mean, that's just common sense. So, anyway, so I took the albuterol and it wasn't helping. And so I told him, it wasn't helping. He said, "Well, we got people on the way. Just get as comfortable as you can." And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm in a lot of pain because my chest is hurting, not on the left side, on the right side, which is why I thought it was asthma, you know, and it didn't have anything to do with my heart. But for some reason, the ER thought it had something to do with my heart because I had told them I was grieving. I told them my dad died on Friday, and they had to do their due diligence, right? And I've got no problem with that. Do their due diligence away, right? So they had me hooked up to an EKG, and then they had me hooked up to a an ECG, and those two things are different, by the way. A lot of people think they're the same, but they're not. An EKG takes is the thing that marks out how many beats per minute your heart beats, and an ECG is kind of like an ultrasound of your heart. It's not quite an ultrasound of your heart, but you get the picture. Yeah, I know Big Zebra. That's why they were making sure it wasn't a heart attack because they know women show very different signs than men do. So they wanted to make sure it wasn't a heart attack, because I had told them, my dad died on Friday, so they wanted to make sure it wasn't a heart attack brought on by stress. So anyway, so the paramedics got here, and oh, before I tell you this, I gotta tell you this. I was asleep when the pain started. Do you know? Well, you probably do. But do you know how fucking terrible pain has to be to wake you up? I mean, pain has to be a bitch in order to wake somebody up, you know? So, anyway, so I called 911 and they said, "Well, take your albuterol." And I said, "I already did." And they said, "We'll take it again." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Put your pets in where, we can't get them." And I'm like, "Okay." And, well, actually, Crypto, now it's starting to be done on women, so there's good. Um, so anyway, so it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was a good thing it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I would have gone to the front of the line anyway, but 6 o'clock in the morning is like dead zone in the ER. I have no idea why. I'm sure the ER likes it like that. You know, you get you at least in the United States, it's the dead zone in the ER. You know, um, you basically get all you basically want to pull your hair out in the middle of the night because of all the drunks and shit, right? So anyway, and when I first woke up with the pain, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here. I've got a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. It's not gonna be all that bad. And then it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, God damn it. Now I have to call 911, which I did. And that's when they told me to take the albuterol. And I said, well, I already did. I mean, if you've got asthma, you don't need a 911 operator to tell you to take your fucking albuterol. You just do it. But anyway, I mean, I understand why he would say that because sometimes people in that situation forget the most basic things, you know? And so, but yeah, I went ahead and I took the albuterol again, and then the, paramedics came and they were like, "Can you walk or do you need help?" And I'm like, "Well, I really need help because at that point I was really, 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 really hurting." And they're like, "Okay." So um they put me on the gurney and they did um the seatbelt thingies for the gurney that they usually do, you know. Um and it was a horrible ride. It was a horrible ride to the hospital because every single jiggle, and I know they couldn't help it. I know that, but every single jiggle felt like a hot poker going through my body. I think for right now I am, Lisa. I didn't get a a true diagnosis. It just said stress. So it could have been a panic attack due to stress. Who knows? Sometimes panic attacks can mimic heart attacks without the physical symptoms. I mean, when I say physical symptoms, I mean like you feel the physical symptoms, right? But when you look at the medical equipment, they're not there, which is what I mean. Um, yeah, Crypta, I know. So, but I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was an asthma attack because I had never had a panic attack before. Never. Which is weird considering I have asthma, but I have never had a panic attack before. And I thought it was just a really, really, really big asthma attack that I couldn't handle. And and that's when I called 911 and you know, every little, like I said, I know they weren't trying to. I know they weren't, and I told him this, but every little like pebble in the road was like shot through me like a hot poker, and I know that's not what they were trying to do, but that's what it did. And then they got me the into the ER and they're like, "Can you get over on the bed or do you need us to move you?" And I was still in agony and I was like, "Well, could you please move me?" And they're like, "Sure." So they're like, you know, and then they adjusted the head of the bed because I sure couldn't breathe being down like that. And I'm like, that's I can breathe like that. As I can breathe as easily as I can right there. So that's um that's where they kept the bed at that point from that point on. And then they put an EKG on me and an ECG on me and you know um yeah, I know, Lisa, I know. And I was just like, I'd only been in the ambulance once before that I could realize, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I just can't. I was like so embarrassed that I had to call 911, because I had nowhere, no how, no, I didn't, I couldn't even get to the ER without 911. Thank you. And it's just been one thing after another. I mean, it's just been like first first I break my arm, then I get shingles, then I get strep, then my dad declines, then my dad dies, and now I get this. When is this shit gonna end? Thank you for dealing with my very abrupt. I'm just frustrated. I'm about out of energy, you know. I'm just about out of everything. Yeah, Big Zebra. I'm not sure they gave me anything in the hospital or not. They did get they did put a catheter in, the ones that replace the needles. So they did put one in me. I don't know put whether they gave me anything through the catheter, but I'm doing a lot better now. Thank thank you, Crypto. It's just I have no idea what to do anymore. I mean, I'm not suicidal. I want to put that out there, okay? I am not suicidal, but sometimes I just want to go find the funeral home that my dad is in and lay next down to him and die. That's how I feel. And I can't help that that's how I feel. And I'm sorry I didn't mean to do another crying fest on you today. It's not what this is for, you know. Luckily I have my cats with me. At least my cats know when I need some extra lovins. So I go to my doctor on the 22nd and I go to my neurologist on the 23rd, and hopefully on the 22nd I can get a therapist. But Medicaid patients aren't very um, up in line when you coming from the therapist angle, if you know what I mean. You know, hey Krishna, I'm I will go ahead and tell you I'm not going back to the Mormon church, but I needed some support, so I called my bishop, and the bishop came by with uh somebody who did some banking in the past, and he said I asked him if I could use my caregiving experience for my dad as experience. Otherwise, people are going to ask where I've been for the 5 years since, I've been taking care of my dad. And he says, yeah, I don't see why not. So, anyway, so yeah, it's just been one of those days. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to rain on my brother's parade, but he was knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking, and I heard it. Thank goodness, I heard the knocking, and um, finally, finally answered it. So anyway, I said, "Do you need anything else?" Because, like I said, he's going back to Philly. You know. Well, you know what? And call me crazy, but if I was gonna go back to a church, I would choose the Mormon church. I would. They do have their problems. I'm not going to say they don't have their problems, but they do follow Jesus' instructions. Take care of the poor and the orphaned and the widowless. And that's exactly what they do. And like I said, they've got their problems, same as any other church organization, but they do follow Jesus' words. And if I wanted to go back to an organization, that's the organization I would want to be with. Speaking of which, in order to make myself feel a little bit better, I'm going to try. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to try to make a remix of, I think I'm going to call it Televangelism Remix, where it's got all of this shit about um, Paula White and her angels coming from Africa right now, and and Cat Kerr banging her big stick and you know telling the hurricane to leave the coast of Florida, and um, Kenneth Copeland um, blowing away COVID-19 for the umpteenth millionth time. Thank you, Chris. Crypta. Hey, Satan. So anyway, yeah, but it's like I actually, Crypta, I've already worn the underwear. It's not really magic. It's more of the the yarmulkes that um that the Jewish guys wear. Um, it's more like a even though it's not a yarmulke, it it represents the same thing as a yarmulke does in that it represents a covenant with God. Um, but anyway, but yeah, I thought I thought it'd be a blast if I could do a an evangelism remix about Paula White striking, 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 striking. Angels are coming from Africa right now, and Paula White blowing the hurricane away, and Kenneth Copeland blowing the COVID virus away for the umpteenth million time. So, you know, um, um, I think I will do that. I think it'll be a bit cathartic, you know. I mean, I wish I had stuff from my dad, which would be even more cathartic. But you know, I may do instead of doing a instead of doing a thing about my dad, I may just do a clip, small clips of his favorite songs and title it Tribute to My Dad, you know. But for right now, you know, um, I've got the um, I've got the Noah thing going. Um, don't know what I'm gonna call it. Hamming it up with ham was kind of like my big, my big brained idea. But maybe I should maybe I should um title this one Ham Camp Brain or something. You know, I don't know. And and then I'll be working on a tribute to my dad. Okay. Yeah, but Crypta, that's the point. I mean, if you're gonna put a garden in, right? And you're gonna put people in the garden, which apparently these are the only two people there, right? And you tell them not to touch the tree, the the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? But you can touch any other tree. But the goddamn tree of knowledge of good and evil is in the center, right? What the goddamn fuck do you think those people are gonna do? Especially if they don't know right from wrong. I mean, come on. This is supposed to be God. He's supposed to know human psychology. And just as an aside, I might be wrong on this. I might be wrong on this, just a heads up. So I might be wrong on this. But I have heard that this story was not made until the Babylonian era. Like, when the Jews were taken away from Babylonia, and the Babylonians had their gardens, and the they had gardeners to take care of their gardens, and the gardeners were free to eat of all the trees in the garden except this one special tree that was meant for the master only. And as far as I know, you may have to ask Dr. Josh this because I'm pretty sure Dr. Josh would know this. But as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but as far as I know, that's where the story comes from. Has nothing to do with Adam and Eve sinning and being thrown out of the goddamn garden. You know, so that's another thing you have to look out to. People, especially Christians, um, and I don't think it's even YECs. I think it's most Christians think that God somehow wrote Genesis, you know, whatever. But anyway, they think that God wrote Genesis, right? So anyway, he must have Alzheimer's, like I said in my Genesis through Exodus. You know, he must have Alzheimer's because he says the same goddamn thing all the time, right? So anyway, sorry. Um, and oh, I thought pirate funerals were Viking funerals, Cryptomira. The one where they put the body in the ship and they shut the ship on sail and let the ship sink. But who knows? But anyway, so anyway, that's been my life. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just have to take it one day at a time, right? Without the sweet Jesus part. My God, we don't need goddamn Jesus. He doesn't even exist. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Crypta. Sorry about that, my love. I know, Krishna. I know. It just, it happened. I knew it was going to happen. It just happened faster than I thought it would. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to have to try to get a job. But before then, I'm going to have to find a way to live. And I don't know how I'm going to live. Might be homeless, but who knows, you know. If I am, I am. Nothing I can do about it. And so anyway, I didn't mean to lighten up. I didn't mean to darken up the room or anything, but let's see. Um trying to think of a trying to think of a way that I can close this um with a tribute to my dad. Uh let's see. Um trying to trying to remember his favorite song. Oh, he loved Sandman. Um, not the Sandman, bring me a dream, make it the cutest that I've ever seen. No, he didn't like that one. He liked the one that was over in Russia, you know, um, the one that was like, even the guards were like, fuck this, and started taking their jackets off. Yeah, Metallica. Thank you, Nevermore. Thank you, Nevermore. Let's see. He liked the Mamas and the Papas too. And I can never remember the song. I kind of sort of know the words of the song. It's like um Jamaica, dun dun. Ooh, you wanna make ya Bahama, Mama. I don't know, something like that. I like I said, I can't even remember shit on on the first of days, but it's um you know oh, and Beach Boys. He loved the Beach Boys. That's right, Kokomo. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cryptomaria. Kokomo. I knew somebody would know. Anyway, other than my absolute shit show of a night and, making a making a trying to make a bit of a shrine for my dad. I am gonna try making a better shrine for my dad than just complaining about the shit show that I had this morning and then, you know, remembering him today. But so I am gonna do a remembrance of my dad type thing. And so at least like I said, he loved the mamas and the papas. I think Karen Carpenter was my thing. He liked Kenny Rogers, you know, um, the gambler on a train bound to nowhere, you know. So anyway, but yeah, I'll try to get something together, and I will try not to get it, not to make them so long that I'd get a copyright strike on it, just little pieces here and there. And then like I said, another thing that I would think would be really fun to keep my mind off of it would be making little clips of the incomprehensible foolery that is the televangelism. By the way, who was it that said, give all your money to the poor? Oh, yeah, that was Jesus. Huh. They sure aren't giving all their money to the poor, are they? Oh, but goddamn Jesus. Just long as they're doing okay and they've got their multi-million houses and they've got their two multi-million jets, who the hell cares, right? Well, thanks for hanging with me. I love you guys. Hey, Erica. I love you guys. You really, you're, you're making me feel a lot better. And, I didn't think I could feel this better when I just lost him. But anyway, alrighty. Have a, have a blessed day, everyone. And I don't mean blessed as in God blessed. I mean blessed as in happy. Good God, don't give me that shit. But anyway, have a nice day, everyone. Um, if you want to become a member, can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month. I usually don't ask this, but since I am in a financial bind right now, I would appreciate anything that you can give on PayPal. Um, and, if you can't, that's okay. Take care of yourself first. So, anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.